Level 1. The ticket. You are 32 years old and you are tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The kind that builds up over years of doing everything right and still ending up exactly where you started. You work full-time. You split your electric bill into 2 payments. You eat lunch at your desk because restaurants cost money you don't have. It's a Thursday night. You stop at a gas station for fuel. The lottery jackpot is $538 million. You've told yourself it's stupid. You know the odds. You buy 2 tickets anyway. Not for the chance, but for the 48 hours of imagining a different life. Saturday morning, coffee in hand, you check your phone. 6 numbers. 6 matching numbers. You don't scream. You don't cry. You sit down on the cold floor of your kitchen and stare at the ticket for a very long time. You've just won $538 million and you have absolutely no idea what's about to happen to you. Level 2. The attorney. You get a lawyer, not the guy from the billboard, a real one. 19th floor, glass building, $750 an hour. She doesn't apologize for the price. You don't ask her to. She explains everything fast. Claim through a trust. Your name stays off public records. Lump sum versus annuity. You take the lump sum before she finishes the sentence. $538 million becomes $320 million after the lump sum discount. Federal taxes take 37%. State taxes take another chunk. You walk out with $187 million, hitting a trust account by Tuesday. You are briefly furious about losing $351 million that you had for 11 days. You have become the kind of person who is annoyed about receiving $187 million. That is your first warning sign. You ignore it. Level 3. The calls. You tell 3 people. Your mum, your sister, your best friend Marcus. You tell all 3. Don't say a word. By Wednesday, your phone explodes. Numbers you don't recognize. People from high school you haven't spoken to in a decade. A cousin who owes you $200 from 2019. 2 exes. A man who identifies himself as a childhood neighbor and immediately pivots to a business opportunity. They all lead with congratulations. They all pause after the congratulations and wait. You change your phone number. You stop going to your gym. You start eating alone because everywhere you go, people look at you differently. Not rude, just aware. Like you've become a category instead of a person. The money hasn't even fully processed and you've already started losing people. Level 4. The spending. You buy the house. 6 bedrooms, a pool, a chef's kitchen, $4.2 million. You write the check the same way you used to write rent, just numbers on paper now. You move in on a Friday. You walk through the rooms alone that first night. It feels completely empty. You buy furniture. A dining table for $22,000. A sofa for $14,000. You say yes to everything because saying yes is easier than developing opinions about chandeliers. You buy 3 cars. You fly first class for the first time. The seat folds flat. A driver meets you at the gate with your name on a card. You think, so this is how the other half lives. Except, you are the other half now. Your financial advisor will later show you a spreadsheet. In your first 9 months, you spent $11.4 million. On what exactly you couldn't tell her. Level 5. The deals. Everyone has a pitch. Your brother-in-law wants $800,000 for a restaurant. You give him $600,000. It closes in 14 months and he calls you to report it like a natural disaster, something that happened to him. Your college roommate needs $250,000 for a startup. You fund it. He uses part of it to pay off his personal credit cards. You find out through a mutual friend. You never confront him. A man at a Miami rooftop party has beachfront land in Belize, the most undervalued opportunity in the Western Hemisphere, he says. You wire $400,000. The land has a title dispute in Belizean courts that has been running for 12 years. $2.1 million gone in 1 year on people who gave you no real reason to trust them. Your wealth manager told you this would happen on day 1. You nodded. You said you understood. You didn't. Level 6. The distance. 3 years in. You live behind a gate now. Iron. Installed after someone parked outside your house for 2 days, leaving letters on your windshield. Your old friends are mostly gone. Not because of a fight, just gone. The way people drift when the current of their lives moves in different directions. You paid for every dinner, every trip, every vacation. After a while the paying created distance. They felt like guests. You felt like a host who couldn't stop performing generosity. You go on dates. The dinners are good. The people are interesting. But there is always a moment, a shift in their eyes when you realize they Googled you. And from that moment, you can never be sure what's real. You start seeing a therapist. $500 an hour. You talk about loneliness. You have never been more financially secure in your life. You have never felt more alone. Level 7. The reckoning. Year 5. Your wealth manager asks you to come in. He opens a folder. Your $187 million is now $54 million. Failed investments. Legal settlements. The foundation's mismanaged costs. Taxes. The invisible daily expense of living the way you've been living. He shows you a projection. A graph. The lines cross in 3 years. You're a person who won $538 million and is going to run out of money. Then your accountant finds something. A real estate partnership from year 2. Structured wrong tax treatment. You owe the IRS $4 million in back taxes and penalties. You try to cut. You sell the vacation house at a loss. You let your driver go and feel guilty for weeks. But the monthly overhead of your life, staff, the house, the carrying costs, costs, runs $280,000 a month just to exist at this level. The structure you built cannot support itself, and you built it. Level 8, the return. 9 years later, the money is gone. Not mostly gone. Gone. The IRS, the attorneys, the settlements, the audit, all of it took the rest. The house sold in a down market. The cars went one by one. You rent an apartment now, smaller than the one you had the night you bought the ticket. You work second shift at a fulfillment center, 3 in the afternoon until midnight, 7 miles a night across a concrete floor. Your back hurts in a way it didn't at 32. Your co-workers don't know about the lottery. You keep it that way. Sometimes someone in the break room mentions the jackpot rolling again. What would you do with that money? And you take a sip of your coffee and say you never play. The lie comes easily now. Your mother's house is paid off. That survived. That's the one thing you did right. Marcus still answers when you call. His life is steady. A home, a family, a retirement account built slow and carefully. He doesn't treat you differently, but listening to him talk about the future, you feel the absence of your own plans like a cold space in your chest. You drive past that gas station sometimes. You see people coming out with their tickets, folding them into their wallets, carrying that small piece of private hope to their cars. You want to say something. You've rehearsed it 100 times, but here's what you've learnt. There are no right words, not because the truth is complicated, because the truth is something you cannot understand until you've lived it. You could tell them every number, every mistake, every lawsuit, every empty room in that 6-bedroom house. They would nod. They would think, I'd be smarter, I'd be different, and they'd walk out and buy their ticket. Because the money doesn't happen to your circumstances, it happens to you, to your relationships, to your judgment, to the version of yourself it took 30 years to become. And that version of you was not built for this. Nobody is.